Scary moment tonight on AEW Dynamite during the main event AEW Championship match between Jon Moxley and Hangman Page. Hangman Page appears to have been legitimately injured with about 10 minutes left in the show. Took a King Kong lariat from Jon Moxley, landed a bit awkwardly, but nothing that stuck out as too violent from what I could tell. And referee immediately noticed that something was wrong. The doctor was in the ring immediately, just a few seconds after that. They called for the bell and awarded the match to Jon Moxley. And we all were kind of speculating at first that maybe this was a work because AEW had already gone through the trouble of showing you the skybox where MJF usually sits, and he wasn't there. So I felt like they could be setting up for something like a poker chip cash-in or whatnot for MJF, especially if you have an injury and you get Hangman out of there. This could be a perfect way to set up MJF coming out, especially after everything that was said in his promo earlier on with William Regal. But it became clear to a lot of us on the live stream that it definitely appeared to be legitimate because AEW handled things the way you would handle a real injury. They didn't sensationalize what was going on in the ring. They didn't even have the camera on Adam Page once they recognized that an injury took place, but they were still honest with what was going on. Hangman Page is injured. The doctors are attending to him now. You could tell that the commentary team was a little bit shaken up. They had to improvise a lot in terms of what they were saying and promoting some matches for Rampage and next week. And they told us that we were going to get Jon Moxley in the ring to talk to the fans here in just a moment once they get Adam Page free and clear out of the way. And when they cut back to Moxley in the ring, you could see that the bottom rope was broken or sagging because they had to disconnect it in order to get Hangman out of there. A lot of fans who were in the arena were posting photos of the stretcher being out there rather quickly, and they were able to get Hangman to safety for Jon Moxley to say a few words to the audience, and some of those words were wishing Hangman Page the best. So between what Moxley said, how the commentary team reacted, and how AEW basically just improvised that whole thing, and it really gave the impression that this is definitely legitimate. And unfortunately, this is not a work. I was really hoping it was. I was hoping for Hangman's sake that this was a work. Based on the bump he took and how quickly they got him out of there without knowing anything about the situation, because this injury literally just happened 5 minutes ago. We don't know any information on this yet, and there's been no updates provided to us, but there probably will be later on tonight and tomorrow. But based on how quickly they got him out of there, I feel like this isn't a situation where there's any paralysis, because they had him rolled over on his back rather quickly there. And generally, if somebody has landed awkwardly on their neck and they are completely paralyzed, you don't move them at all. And it takes a long time to get them positioned right, to get them on a stretcher to where you're not injuring them further, and to get them out of there. And I think if this was a Draws-like situation, it would take them a hell of a lot more than 4 minutes or 5 minutes to get him out of the ring. You'd have to do a lot more to stabilize him. So I feel like, just with the very basic information we have, that hopefully it's something like a stinger. Hopefully when he landed on his head and his neck, that maybe it pinched a nerve, and he told the referee, "I can't feel my arm." And so the referee called for the bell as a precaution, and all he has suffered is a stinger. He's going to be fine. No big deal after a little bit of time off and maybe some rehab or something like that. That's what I'm hoping here for Hangman Page. It could be something else. Maybe he broke a bone or something. It's not neck or head or nerve related at all. Maybe this is a collarbone or a broken shoulder. I don't know. No idea yet, but based on the bump he took and how he landed on the side of his head, it feels like this is a head and neck issue. And whenever something like that happens, it's extremely scary, and it really makes you worried for, the competitor. We just saw this recently with Big E this year, getting injured badly and potentially having a career-threatening type of injury to his neck. So hopefully this is nothing that bad or that serious for Hangman Page, and whatever it is not career-threatening or, even worse, life-threatening. But I'll be monitoring social media and the news sites, as I'm sure a lot of you will, to get some sort of an update on Hangman Page. Hopefully AEW will provide some sort of information in a tweet or a statement or something in terms of Hangman Page's condition. In the meantime, I have no doubt that Hangman is receiving a ton of love on social media. As a matter of fact, I just saw a tweet from Big E saying prayers for Hangman, so a lot of people are showing their support. PW Insider has an early report that it is believed that Hangman Page has suffered a concussion. So I guess that's good news in terms of anything permanent or paralysis, that type of stuff. Worst case scenario type of stuff seems to be ruled out. That's what I said based on the amount of time it took them to get him out of there. The fact that they got him out of there and within 5 minutes or something wheeled away was pretty fast. And I think if it was any situation where, because we've seen it in football on the football field where guys get hit, they don't move. It takes a long time. Shit comes to a halt for quite a while, a good 30 minutes plus usually, to deal with, flip over, stabilize somebody and get them out of there. If Hangman is just dealing with a concussion here, concussions are not good either, especially everything we know about CTE, but it's way better than what the worst case scenario could have been. And I just think that we should all just hope for the best for Hangman Page. And like I said, props to AEW for how they handled this one. They haven't always handled difficult situations well. We saw that at All Out. We've seen that with the Matt Hardy injury and a couple of other injuries that come to mind. AEW has not always been good in a crisis, but tonight I think they handled everything as well as you possibly could have asked them to. So all in all, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the health and well-being of Hangman Page, and I'm sure a lot of people in AEW right now are very concerned for their friend as well. So like I said, we'll keep our eye on this. Best of luck and best wishes and best vibes possible out to Hangman Page, who's one of the true best in the business. He's an absolute delight to watch wrestle, to listen talk, and just a pretty awesome stand-up dude all around. So we want nothing but the best for him and his family, and hopefully everything will be okay with Hangman Page. Best of luck to him. You guys take care. I will catch you soon. Peace.